Good day. My name is Ferlan Malagante, and I am the first reporter. The Strength Perspective. The Strength Perspective advocates the rights of individuals and communities to establish and realize their own goals and objectives, while highlighting the human capacity for resilience, resistance, courage, thriving, and innovation. Strength Perspective acknowledges the challenges that clients face, but it never reduces people to their traumas, issues, challenges, illnesses, or adversities. Rather, it views them as challenges, opportunities, and catalysts for change. A strength perspective emerged from the field of social work. It is based on social constructivism and postmodernism principles. It contrasts sharply with traditional theories of human experience and serve as a roadmap for emerging postmodern counseling models and recent strength-based counseling approaches. A strength perspective is a set of ideas and practice that seek to identify and utilize one's inherent personal strengths in order to promote change and lifelong principles. The main principles of the strengths perspective are for social workers is to recognize that every individual's, groups, family, and community has strengths and resources. Engage in systematic assessment of strengths and resources. Realize that while trauma, abuse, illness, and struggle may be injurious, they may also be source of challenge and opportunity. Honor clients' set goals and aspirations for growth and change. Serve clients and communities' interests through collaboration with them as directors of their own helping process. Mobilize the strengths and resources of clients, relationships, and environments. Link goals to specific double actions that activate strengths and resources. Engage in social work with a sense of caring and hope. The strengths perspective, as exposed to focusing on clients' problems and deficits, focuses on clients' abilities and resources. This approach requires the social worker to focus solely on identifying and eliciting the client's strengths and assist in order to them with their problems and goals.
Good day everyone, my name is Achmay Amador, second reporter of Strength-Based Approach. Strength-Based Approach. With this foundation in social work, the strength-based approach is a work practice theory that focuses on an individual's self-determination and strength. Mike Cushing, 2016. This type of approach builds on client strengths, seeing them as resourceful and resilient when they are adverse conditions. Mike Cushing. It is also client-led and centered on outcomes getting people to affect. The strength-based approach emphasizes a person's or group's positive characteristics rather than their flaws. There are multiple ways that strength-based approach can be applied, including in leadership, counseling, community and social work, and pediatrics. Change happens depending on how each persons handle their own. First, attitudes about their dignity. Second, capacities. Third, rights. Fourth, quirks. Fifth, similarities. The strength-based approach is centered around the idea that the client is actor or agent of the change. The approach is highly dependent how the individual processes their thoughts and emotions. It allows for open communication, encouraging individuals to identify value and assemble their strengths and capacities. allows a person to see themselves at their best, to value their bring to just being themselves. They are encouraged to capitalize on their strength rather than focus on negative characteristics. Examines not only the individual, but also their environments. For example, how systems are set up on power imbalances between a system or service and the people it is supposed to serve. In addition, the strength-based approach identifies constraints that might be holding back an individual's growth. These constraints might be social, personal, or cultural issues as Makashi in 2016. Rapp et al. 2008 suggested six standards for identifying the strengths-based approach. First, goal orientation. It is crucial and vital for the client to set goals. Second, strength assessment. The client finds assesses their strengths and inherent resources. Third, resources from environment. Connects resources in the client's environment that can be used full and able to create links to these resources. The resources could be individuals, associations, institutions, or groups. Fourth, different methods are used first for different situations. In solution-focused therapy, clients will determine goals first and their strengths in strengths-based case management. Individuals first determine their strength using assessment. Fifth, the relationship is hope-inducing. Hope is encouraged through finding strengths linking to connections. Six, meaningful choice. Each person is an expert on their own strength, resources, and hopes. It is a choice that can make and encourage informed decision. These are the 9 guidelines principles that serve as the foundation of the strength-based approach by Hammond 2010. First, everyone possesses a uniqueness that helps them evolve and move along their journey. These characteristics may include potential strength and capabilities. Second, what receives attention and focus becomes what the client strives for, eventually a reality. Third, be careful with your words and language. Our language creates our reality. Fourth, accept change in life and our world are even evolving. Don't resist. Fifth, support others as authentically as you can. You will see that your relationships are deeper and more meaningful. 6. The client is a story maker of their own story. 7. Build upon what you know and experience to dream of the future. 8. Capacity building has multiple facets in organizations. Be flexible. 9. Be collaborative, be adaptive, and value differences.
Good day, I am Claudio A. Paglinawan Jr., reporter number 3. Now, let us review some examples of a strength-based approach. First, in the corporate world, many human resources managers conduct performance reviews. These reviews hopefully benefit the employees, their supervisors, and the overall flow of the organization. Some of the key benefits can be improved performance, communication opportunities, and data on decision making. Many human resource managers conduct performance reviews in the workplace. These reviews should help employees, supervisors, and the overall flow of the organization. Improved performance, communication opportunities, and data on decision making are some of the key benefits. Another example. Each of us encounters difficulty at some point in life. In crisis mode, the last thing we may want to think about is our strengths. However, when these trying situations arise, we need help in identifying our strengths. It is vital for healthcare professionals working with people going through crisis to listen and identify strengths and resources. So, every one of us will face adversity at some point in our lives. When we are in a crisis, the last thing we want to think about is our strengths. When these difficult situations arise, we require assistance in identifying our strengths. Listening and identifying strengths and resources are critical skills for healthcare professionals working with people in crisis. Here are another example. For certain clients, pursuing support and attending an appointment is a big task, and it should be recognized as a strength. For instance, if you are helping someone who does not have safe and secure housing, it may be important to empower them to build strong relationships with their family and friends. Another great way to empower your clients is to remind them to utilize their resources, resilience, and strength to tackle any challenges. Pursuing help and attending appointments can be difficult for some clients, and this should be recognized as a strength. For example, if you are assisting someone who lacks safe and secure housing, it may be necessary to empower them to develop strong relationships with their family and friends. Another super way to empower your clients is to remind them to use their resources, resilience, and strength to overcome any obstacles. Here is the last example. A great part of going through this conversation is that people's strength will crop up. It becomes natural for the client to share their strengths, and when reflecting back to the client, it can be helpful to acknowledge and validate those strengths. People's strengths will come to light as a result of this conversation. It becomes natural for the client to share their strengths, and it can be beneficial to acknowledge and validate those strengths when reflecting back to the clients. Hammond 2010 offers the following list of benefits of the strength-based approach. Focusing on strengths rather than problems offers the client control and a new mindset. Focusing on strengths rather than problems brings a better sense of fulfillment and forward progress. The client's resilience and overall function in their family and community are improved. The benefits of resiliency associated with longevity, lower rates of depression, and greater satisfaction with life. Next, the strength-based approach offers a shared language and philosophy. There are a shared language and philosophy in strength-based approach in order for people or possible clients to see themselves at their best and to see their own value as well. Resilience is the goal, which offers the client a theoretical map to follow for prevention and evaluation. Resilience is one of the goals because it requires agility and a focus on long-term consequences. Next, intervention tactics are client-driven and relationship-minded. Intervention tactics brings a superb improvement to a person. That's why they become a client-driven and a relationship-minded. Distressed people are engaged with respect and compassion. Engaging with compassion promotes meaningful connection and improves well-being, while engaging with respect builds feelings of trust, safety, and well-being. The approach respects that it takes time to build clients' capacities. Having the capacity means to make a rational decision based upon all relevant facts and considerations. Strength-based approach and improving social connections. Foote and Hopkins 2010 found that there is power in support. Supportive communities that develop strength-based approaches in their services and functions can empower their residents. Foote and Hopkins 2010 also found that when you cheer people on or encourage them to be proud of their achievements and contributions, their confidence increases. Further, people who are more confident in their ability add more to the community. Gilchrist 2009 also notes the importance of communities networking with each other. This helps individuals and families build their community even wider. The wider community allows for an increase in resilience, which then improves well-being and quality of life. The strength-based approach is also used in the family justice research realm. Shapiro et al. Found that this approach can reduce drugs use, rates of arrests and conviction, and increase the level of social functioning for an individual. Utilizing the strength-based approach, case managers are able to make lasting effects on individuals. The case managers aren't really the main actors. It's actually the individual's community or network who make the biggest impact.
Good day, I'm Jeevdari Piastro and I'm the fourth reporter. Existential counseling is probably the most useful approach to helping clients of all cultures find meaning and harmony in their lives because it focuses on the sober issues each of us must inevitably face: love, anxiety, suffering, and death. Existential counseling seeks to assist people in discovering meaning and purpose in their lives. It aims to eliminate fear of the unknown. A therapist actively encourages patients to use their ability to make decisions and develop their lives in order to maximize their existence or reason for being. Dr. Clement A. Von Trask, Professor of Emeritus of Counseling at George Washington University, was born into a sharecropper's family in Kentucky in 1929. Graduating from high school in 1948, he received the B.E. degree from Kentucky State University in 1952. When he returned from Europe, he entered Indiana University in Bloomington, where he received the MS degree in 1956 and the PhD in counseling in 1965. He was a professor of counseling at George Washington University from 1969 to 1997. Von Trask points out that all people are multicultural in the sense that they are all products of many cultures. While human societies and cultures are not synonymous, they are inextricably linked because culture is created and relayed to others within a society. Cultures do not emerge from a single person. They are very changing results of people interacting with one another. In 1999, he wrote about the existential foundation of cross-cultural counseling. Cross-cultural counseling, in short, does not intend to teach specific interventions for each culture, but to infuse the counselor with a cultural sensitivity and tolerant philosophical outlook that will defeat all cultures. Cross-cultural counseling is an examination of how culture and intersectionality influence behavior and experience. The emphasis is on increasing counselors' self-awareness, knowledge, and skills needed to apply counseling theory and technique to a variety of population and settings. Shortcoming from a diversity of perspective. Some individuals who seek counseling may operate on the assumption that they have very little choice because environmental circumstances severely restrict their ability to influence the direction of their lives. Because their ability to significantly influence environmental circumstances is severely limited, some people who seek counseling may operate under the assumption that they have complete control over every aspect of their lives. They are likely to experience a deep sense of frustration and feelings of powerlessness when it comes to making changes outside of themselves. Feminist therapists maintain the therapeutic practice will be effective only to the extent the therapists intervene with some form of social action to change those factors that are creating clients' problems. For example, it is important to engage